Going live, going live, going live. We're waiting for Facebook. They're slow. Doesn't look like we're going live here. Why are we not going live? Jesus Christ. Ha ha! You didn't hear that, YouTube. Why is it you got 27 buttons to push now? I just want to go live. I just want... Oh my goodness. See, this is why I try to go live early. We're chopping off my head in YouTube. We're waiting for Facebook because Facebook makes things difficult every time. Why, Facebook, do you? I just want to go live. What do I have to do here? Click that. Yeah. Come on, Facebook. Why do you make this difficult? So irritating. So irritating. Maybe I'll just do it from my phone. Maybe I'll be holding this because Facebook makes it difficult. Come on, Facebook. Come on, Facebook. Why you gotta make it difficult? Thai. What is this called? Thai red curry powder. Start my live video. It's so much easier. Why is it so difficult? All right, I'm going to go get my thing. Talk to these folks for a while because we're going to get this going. This is Ernan. That's the backside. We're going to get this going, guys.
Hello. We are making a Thai curry today. First, we start the rice.
Nice. Ernan, did you turn on the heat? Turn on the heat. So the rice is on the background. So we have us 1 1/4 cups. Awesome. Where's the lid?
Right here.
Awesome. Put the lid on. Let it come to a boil. And we're going to let that cook for like 30 minutes. We're going to try not to let it boil over. So we're going to try to constantly keep a little eye on that. We thought we had this all going with Facebook being on the laptop. And on the laptop, it's way more difficult. So that screwed things up. So we're a little bit late here. Sorry, guys. Anyway, we are going to make a red curry. We got some red curry paste. We're cheating. We bought the paste. But we've got a ton of veggies here. So we're going to put some sugar peas, snap peas, some carrots, some broccoli. These are things that we've cut up already. A little bit of baby kale. Not going to use all of this. I've got some greens that have been sitting in my fridge. We're going to cut out some of that here because some of it has yellowed. We're going to use some Thai chilies here. I'm going to put that in later because that's going to be really hot. We got some sweet peppers here. We got an onion. We've got some green beans that I'm going to cut up here. We put also some daikon radish that I had sitting in. So we took a recipe offline and we're going to just add some of our own stuff to it. I'm going to go over here. Ernan's going to start cutting up some veggies. You want to bring that over to the table here? So we got my handy dandy little timer here because this is how I know how things are going. We're turning that heat up high. We've got some coconut milk. We've got some rice vinegar. We got some soy sauce. You can also use tamari sauce, I believe it's called. We're adding some, I always put black pepper in everything. We're going to add a little bit of black sesame seed, which is very good for you. We're just using some Trader Joe 21 seasoning salute. I don't know how Asian that flavor is, but we'll see. We're gonna also add some Trader Joe's umami mushroom multi-purpose seasoning also. So once this comes to a boil, I'm gonna put a timer on. We're gonna let that go for about 25 minutes before we let that go. I don't know if you can see what Erin's doing here. She's just dicing this onion. We're also gonna put in a little bit of garlic, 2 cloves of garlic, and since I've got some shallot here, shallot is kind of an interesting. It's a little bit milder than an onion. We're gonna get rid of half of that too. It's gonna have a lot of onion flavor here. 2 cloves of garlic. Cut off my head for YouTube. Gonna be amazing. We're also gonna have some colored bell pepper. We're gonna use the red and the yellow one today because those are the ones that didn't have a sticker, and I didn't have to peel that off while we go. So just kind of a fine chop on the onion. I don't know if you saw that earlier, Facebook. There's Erin chopping up some onion. We're also going to use half of the shallot since it's been sitting here in my little, what I call my aromatics bag. Aromatics, garlic, onion. Both of these are in the alum family, which are very good for you. We added a little bit of cruciferous because we got broccoli in here. One of the little things that you should know about cruciferous vegetables is it has a chemical or a precursor to what's called sulforaphane. And depending on how you cook it, the more that has. So sulforaphane is very good for your kidneys. If you really want to get a high dose of sulforaphane, broccoli sprouts are even better. Broccoli sprouts are even better than broccoli itself. Also, if you want to keep as much of the sulforaphane precursors as possible, you chop up your broccoli well before you cook it, or you can add a little bit of another cruciferous vegetable. We're going to use mustard powder. I'm going to add that before and after because I don't remember when the sequence is. I think you're supposed to put it in after you cook it, but we're going to put in a little bit of mustard powder before and after because we can. That's why. So Erin's doing an amazing job chopping up our onion from the alum family. I'm just coming over here to the cabinet, grabbing some mustard powder, and that is so that we can keep as much of that sulforaphane in the broccoli. I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit of that on already. We pre-cut it. It's been sitting out for at least 40 minutes before. I don't know if any of you follow Dr. Michael Greger, but that is what he suggests: is you chop up your broccoli before 40 minutes before you cook it, and that will. We're going to add just a little bit of mustard powder in with our broccoli. We're also going to add a little bit of mustard powder after it cooks because, like I said, I don't remember the sequence. So just a little bit of mustard powder. We're going to let that sit with broccoli. We're not even to the point where we're cooking the curry sauce yet. The curry sauce is basically where you're heating the veggies and the paste and the coconut milk to make the sauce for the veggies and the rice. So I don't know if you're familiar with this, but rice has arsenic in it. So you got to be careful with your rice. I can't remember which one is more. And you get rid of your seeds. Erin's doing a great job here getting rid of the seeds. I eat a lot of the stuff that some other people may not eat. It's very good for you. Also, as a note, when I prepare dishes, I don't peel most of my vegetables. So my carrots are unpeeled because a lot of the vitamins and minerals and nutrients stay just under the skin. So I think you should wash them very good because you want to get off most of the. Gina Barno, thank you for joining us. When are you going to come over here and cook with us? We're ready for you. I don't think Erin has got a chance to cook with you live yet, so my goal is to have as many people in this kitchen as I can, and I don't know if you're willing to come and cook with us. We would love to cook a veggie dish with you, or a fruit dish, or a whole plant. The more whole plant, the better. If you have oil in it, I might do it without oil and see how it tastes, because that's what I do. We compost here at our house, so I'm just taking the veggies as Aaron finishes cutting them, and I put some of the stuff that we're going to take out to the scrap yard and just put that in the compost pile so that it's ready to go. So our rice is finally coming to a boil. I'm going to turn the heat down just a little bit. I'm going to kind of try to keep that at a slow boil. Roll, for about 30 minutes. I'm going to put this at 25 minutes so that it reminds me, because I'm not a good timekeeper, and because I want to go check that before we're done. So we're just going to kind of talk here. What I love about this dish is that I'm going to be able to get rid of a lot of the veggies that might be going bad in my refrigerator. Like I said, I had a daikon radish, so we're going to use some of that. I might have Erin cut up a little bit more, and she's doing an amazing job, even of the ones that are jumping off the table
Into the trash.
into the trash. So don't waste anything, folks. Just remember that. Recycle, reuse, and regurgitate what Mark tells you, because that's what's important. So awesome. So did you get this? Shallot. We're also going to cut us up a shallot. We also have 2 cloves of garlic. Those are going to be minced. So I'm going to just kind of get the what I call the paper off of this for Aaron. We haven't done this trick on here, but I've seen where people will take like 2 bowls and just put the garlic inside of the 2 bowls and then just bang them together, and all this crap will just fall off. I'm not doing it that way. I'm going to take the paper off individually. I'm walking over here to where I have a lot of the stuff that I take out to hopefully will be a garden at one point. A little bit of composting, kind of in memory also of my mother. She composted when we were kids. So am I good at composting yet? No. But trying to be a little bit environmentally friendly here. I'm not a huge, green person, but we do what we can. I think that just by being vegan or a full plant-based person, I have a much smaller impact on the environment than a lot of other people. And you know what? Each their own. So we're just going to put the shallot in with the onion. Pretty much everything's going to go in the same pot. So it's not a huge issue, just kind of for aesthetics. We got everything separated out in these little glass dishes. I'm going to cut clean a little bit of the scale. We're going to put a tiny bit of that in our salad. We're also going to use these greens here. Aaron thought they were what, mustard greens?
Yes.
So I think they may be mustard greens. They're going to get a little bit cooked down. It's going to be probably a little bit more than a wilt. You know what a wilt is? A wilt is when you just kind of have the leaves not very cooked down. So I'm going to also clean these mustard greens because they're getting ready to go bad. We've taken out some of the mustard greens already. I'm just rinsing them off over here in the sink where you can't see. Behind the scenes with Mark, Aaron's doing a great job mincing the garlic. Let me finish that statement. We're also going to grate us some ginger. So I'm going to basically get rid of the ribs here, maybe cut those down just a little bit. Put them in there also. What the heck? Veggies are good for us. So the more we can keep in our dish, the better it is for us, in my opinion. I don't know if I've talked to you a little bit about what I consider the hierarchy of health. That is where the whole vegetable is probably the best for us, cooked a little bit. The more processed we go, the less good it is for us. I'm not a big proponent of most meat substitutes because, to me, they're highly processed. So you will see me eat them on occasion, but I think if you're trying to be the healthiest that you can be, we're also going to put some green beans in there. Look at this, jumping around from subject to subject. Mark can't even finish a thought. Not a big deal. We're going to put a few green beans in this also, regular green beans. We got some snap peas. basically, I'm just going to get rid of the parts that are the hardest. Also, one of the things that is super healthy about vegetables is it gives our bacteria in our gut a lot of fiber, right? So you want to be really healthy, get a really healthy microbiome. What's the microbiome? Those are the bacteria that live in your gut. And it's super important, right? So the more they learn about the microbiome, the gut biome, the more that they recognize that, hey, this has an influence on our well-being, our mental state. There is a direct connection between our brain and our nervous system and the gut. So keeping a very healthy gut microbiome in your gut is so important. And the more veggies, the more whole plants that you can get into your diet, the more we will take care of those little.
Do you want me to do that, or do you want me to just like this?
However you want. It's up to you. She's going to grate it for us. I'm going to eat some of this ginger raw. See if I make a face. Because it will clear out your sinuses.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. So, woo! Ginger raw, baby. If you can do it, you are hardcore. You want a little bite? No, you don't.
Yeah, I was like, no thanks.
So we're going to turn the heat down a little bit more. We're just trying to keep this at above the simmer, but not a full boil. We don't want the water boiling over. Keeping a lid on it will cause the temperature to go up. That's kind of how a pressure cooker works, is you really clamp down a lid. The more pressure it's on, the less cooking time. Maybe a little bit more than that. Get this rice. Above a simmer, but below a full boil. We don't want this boiling over, making a big mess on our stove top. So right now on my stove, I use gas. I love gas because you have like infinite control over the heat. Just by looking at the flame, you can kind of tell how it's going to cook, how fast it's going to cook. So I'm going to just turn on the stove also on our pan over here. We've got us a pan. And once again, maybe I have too many vegetables for this. We're going to find out. We'll probably just add veggies in there as we can and not put everything in all at once. I'm going to turn that up to a 9. Let it get nice and heated. As you can see, it's kind of a thick pan. Kind of a thick pan on the inside there. We're going to let that heat up on the bottom. And then we're going to put in all of our veggies. We're going to put in our curry, our coconut milk. It's just a full coconut milk. Once again, I think I've talked a little bit about hierarchy of health. Is canned the best for us? Probably not. But we're trying to get this done in a timely manner. I don't know where to get coconut milk that is not in a can. So we just got what is the most convenient. And we're going to go with that.
Gotta open up that coconut.
Huh? Or we could go buy a whole coconut and cut it ourselves. That would be the highest on the hierarchy of health if we were doing it that way. Gina, you want to come on camera with us? It's an open invite. We love to cook with other people. And I loved it when we did our little, what was it, a fennel salad? So anytime you want to come over here and cook, you're more than welcome to join us. We would love to have you here. It's always enjoyable cooking with you. Look at all this stuff Aaron's getting rid of. Oh my God.
Well, when I grate it, it doesn't even.
I know, it's gonna be
it doesn't
hard.
even grate.
You want a lot of fiber? That is a lot of fiber, folks. Your gut bacteria might go crazy with that the first time you do that. My gut bacteria might go crazy because I don't typically like that. So once again, I'm trying to keep an eye on my rice here. I got it out of a 5. It goes from 5 to high, which is probably a 10. And I've got the lid on it. When I open it up, it's got a really good boil. So I don't know if you need it quite that boilicious when you do it. So basically the next step is about 5 minutes into the rice cooking up, we're going to put in our veggies, our coconut milk. I'm not going to put it in right away because I might. Can you handle a little bit of spice? I'm going to put a little bit of red pepper in there. My family does not like spice. Does not like the spice. Does the ginger go in before? So basically, to make the curry, warm up a water skillet, deep sides over medium heat. Add, once it's hot, add oil. We're not doing oil. I'm going to put a little water in there. Oh, did I put the kale in my water? So I'm going to need to go get another thing for my water. We're going to put a little bit of water in there. We're going to put the what I call the aromatics in there. Onion, salt, add the ginger and garlic. So we should have kept the ginger and garlic separate, but it's not a big deal. I'm going to put a little bit of water in here in just a tiny bit. I may just take the hot dish. You might hear a little bit of the water jumping out of the pan. It's probably too much water. I'm going to let some of that water just kind of steam out. I'm going to turn on the vent. I'm going to go ahead and get started with some of this stuff. We're going to use the aromatics. This dish calls for the ginger and the garlic going in later. We're going to put the garlic in with the onion, so it may get a little bit roasty toasty, and that's okay. My biggest thing is cooking is an experiment always, right? You learn what you like. And sometimes when you vary a dish, you learn some of the things that you like even better when you do it. So basically, we're going to get this to where this onion is translucent. And is there a special in there? Good, metal one. Awesome. There we go. So Aaron's going to be back here. I'm going to adjust the heat up a little higher. We're going to try to get this onion cooked down to where it's nice and translucent. Then we're going to put the ginger in there. We're going to let the ginger just kind of come in a little bit later. Like I said, cooking without oil when you're in my kitchen because I'm trying to be a little bit more heart healthy. I believe that I can't remember his first name. Esselstyn is correct in saying that a lot of our heart disease is because we eat too much processed oils, we eat too much meat. So I think that if you can start limiting a lot of those things in your diet, it's only going to be better for you, right? So I'm trying to get you to like some more veggies so it pushes out some of that meat, some of that oil. You're eating a little less of the French fries and the hamburgers. You're spending a little more time eating a few more vegetable dishes, whole vegetables, as much as I can get you to eat. I think is only going to be more beneficial. I like to watch a lot of people like Dr. Michael Greger. I like to watch people like, there's other people, Andrew Huberman, Peter Attia, even though he's not vegan, he is more of what I would call an omnivore. He does eat a little bit of meat. I think the biggest thing that he eats is salmon. I think that there's a hierarchy of health even in meats that you eat if you are eating meat. I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of pepper in this because guess what? I love pepper. I love it as pepper. Some people talk about pepper, putting it in later. I'm going to put it in multiple times and often because I love it as pepper. So we're just going to put a little bit of pepper in there now. Sometimes you lose a little bit of the pepper flavor the earlier in the cooking process that you put it. So once this cooks down a little bit more, gets a little more translucent, we're going to go ahead and put the ginger in. We're going to cook that in. Let's go ahead and put the ginger in now. What the heck? I'm just sprinkling that on top here. Aaron's going to keep that moving a little bit. Make sure that it doesn't burn on the bottom. Still at a fairly high heat. Got it at about a 7 on the oil there. Aaron's trying to burn me. Makes me sad when she does that. Just kidding. So then we're going to basically put in the other. We're going to put in all the other veggies, and in just a little bit here, kind of cook those down. We're going to let that go for a couple more minutes. We're going to put in the bell peppers. We're going to put in the green beans. We're going to put in the snap peas, the carrots, the daikon, radish, the kale. I'm going to start cutting up a little bit of this, whatever greens these are. How's the rice doing? I'm going to just kind of cut this. I'm going to leave the stock on it. What the heck? I'm going to see what this stock tastes like. Can't hurt me. Or can it? Can the stalk of a mustard green hurt Mark? Let's ask Google. Maybe Siri knows. Or let's change. I like to change Apple's voice to the British guy because he's got a really cool accent. I'm going to put some of this stuff in there. What the heck? I don't know if you follow Dr. Michael Greger. He talks about getting the brightest and the most colorful. Those pigments are the things that have the phytonutrients that are the most and bestest for us. I am not a huge fan of kale, but when you mix it with other stuff, I can handle a lot of veggies that I normally might not like by themselves. So maybe that is a strategy that you can use in cooking for yourself.
Mix add peppers.
Yeah, let's just start adding all this crap in there. Let it cook down a little bit. Then we're going to add us some coconut milk, some curry paste. Like I said, we chose to, holy smokes. Like I said, a lot of times I put up too many vegetables. My wife likes to yell at me. We're not going to tell her that in front of her, though.
Don't worry, I'll hide some for you.
We're going to eat some of them before she gets here, so she'll be a little less irate this time. I love my wife. Sometimes she gets irritated with me, and I do know how to push her buttons. So I don't always try to, but I still do it. We're going to put in a little bit of garlic powder. What the heck? Even though we got garlic in there. What can garlic powder hurt? Nothing. Another thing you might think about is when you're doing dry spices, they are kind of designed so you can put them in early in the dish. I'm just putting a little bit of mushroom powder in here. I love mushrooms. A lot of people don't, so if you don't like mushrooms, don't put them in there. Easy. This is just a little bit of black sesame. And once again, not scientific. I used to have some teaspoons and some tablespoons. I don't know where they went. And now I'm just kind of more of the idea that, hey, you know what? Just experiment. I just use a regular spoon or a large spoon. That is the difference between my teaspoon and my tablespoon now when I am cooking. So we're going to let these veggies just kind of, oh my goodness. This is going to be so amazing because our thing is going to overflow here. It's going to be amazing.
Bring your dish back too.
Oh, awesome. I didn't even know when we took my dish. Awesome. These are sweet Thai chilies, so this is not going to add much heat. But we're going to add these in. What the hell? So most of the heat from a chili comes from its seeds. So just know that when you're buying hot chilies, that if you remove a lot of the seeds, you can remove some of that heat, so it's not as hot. Once again, like I said, these are not so this recipe that I pulled offline also added sugar. I'm not going to add sugar to this. So hopefully it will still taste good. I'm going to put a little bit of these. Yeah, this is going to be a big freaking mess, I think, which is amazing. I love making messes. So the coconut milk, the water. Where does curry paste come in? Oh, we're gonna put the curry paste in next. I'm gonna get me a spoon. I think it called for a couple tablespoons. So what does that mean? That means a couple of the big spoon out of the drawer, right? So, which I don't know. The big spoon is gonna fit in the. Is there a knife? Let's just get a knife. 2 tablespoons, perfect. We're gonna let that cook down a little bit. We're gonna see what that does. We're gonna let these veggies cook down a little bit more. We're getting close on our rice. I'm gonna actually add a little bit of water to that.
So what is it you said was in the rice that you have to be careful?
Arsenic.
So you have to cook it for
Rinse it very well.
rinse it.
Yes. Rinse your rice very well. It's good for it. It's good for you.
Well, good to know.
Yeah.
Never rinsed my rice.
There's probably, go on the internet, there's probably even better strategies for getting the arsenic out of rice. Just be careful with rice because it does have a lot of arsenic in it. Over time, that could present a problem. I like to rinse my rice before I cook it. I've read that helps with the arsenic that is in a lot of the rice. And I can't remember which rice has the most, if it's the brown or the red. I like brown because, like I said, I think that a lot of times the more whole the plant is, the better it is for us. It's got a lot of, first of all, phytonutrients that a lot of times work in synergy together with one another. And another thing is the fiber is so good for our gut biome. Let's go ahead and pour in some. Do those veggies look like they're getting close to being? I'm going to pour this in here. There is the coconut milk. Yeah, baby. So scientific. We're so scientific here. It's amazing. And once again, like I said, cooking is about experimenting and learning what you like. So a lot of the times the Italians do pasta in, they cook it less than I used to cook it when I was younger. They call it al dente. So you got to learn what you like, what the flavors you like. Do you like your pasta more soggy? Do you like it more wet? Do you like to throw your broccoli on the floor? Because Aaron does. Put it right in that, right over there. So we're getting closer. Our veggies are cooking down. We got some coconut milk. Things are starting to look pretty amazing here. I don't know. Do you want to put a little bit more paste in there? Or
Yeah, I think we should add a little more.
we're going to add a little more paste because this just does not look red enough. I don't know about
I
you.
think there's a lot more veggies.
We've also added a lot more veggies. So we probably could have got us a can and a half of coconut milk if we wanted to with this particular recipe. So it'll be a little probably more condensed than what the original recipe called for. We're going to let this keep cooking for a while here, and then we're going to just plate it up and see what it tastes like. Let's go ahead and grab a couple of plates.
It honestly looks like it's going to be bomb.
I think it looks amazing already. The veggies could be a little more tender, I think. So maybe we'll leave this on the heat for a little bit longer. We're going to put this on plates. We're going to take some pictures. But I think essentially this dish is pretty close to being done. We're going to let this cook a little bit more. We'll send you some pictures. YouTube, I don't know how to do this. Maybe in the comments or something. But we're going to take this. We're going to eat it. And we're going to tell you what we think. We would love your feedback. Why don't you try this recipe? If you want the exact ingredients that we use, which once again, I told you that my teaspoons and tablespoons are not exact here. So I don't know if we're going to be able to do it exact. But you guys have a great Saturday. We will see you next week. If you have any ideas of what you would like for us to cook, leave them in the comments. I'm going to make the decision by tomorrow at noon and post what we're cooking. So if I don't hear anything back from you guys, I get to cook whatever the hell I want. And that might not be the best way for this program to grow. But until I start getting some feedback, that's what I'm going to do. It'll be either Aaron and I or get to decide. Unless you want to bring your dish and cook it with me here, and we can do it virtually. Have a great day. Talk soon. Next Saturday.
Bye.
Have a good one. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, YouTube.